Hey everyone, my name is Chris Harvey. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about guitar solos and I want to go into a bit more detail about the benefits of improvisation and the benefits of writing predetermined parts when writing and recording guitar solos. We're going to listen to some pretty well-known examples from some pretty well-known artists, and I'm going to play a solo for you now, and I want you to leave a comment down below and let me know, did I improvise it or did I write it? Let's have a listen. Before we dive any further into this video, if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I do upload weekly content every Tuesday about all things guitar related. So if that is something that you're into, make sure you are subscribed and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. So earlier when I asked you to guess whether the solo that I performed was written or improvised, it was kind of misleading and I'm sorry for that. The fact of the matter is, it's very rarely as clear cut as that because those solos that we deem as written or, thoroughly planned out, those written ideas have to start from somewhere. And a good example of this is artists like Stevie Vaughan. If you listen to Texas Flood or if you see Stevie play Texas Flood live on any video on YouTube, you'll notice that the solo is going to be pretty much different every time. And on the flip side of that, there are songs like Tightrope, which have a much more structured approach, where Stevie plays a lot of licks that are the exact same licks that he performed on the actual recorded version. If we listen to this clip from Austin City Limits, you'll notice that the way that he starts the solo is the way that he started it on the record. We're walking the tightrope from the mouth to mouth. Oh, and if you're asking, is that like the best tone that Stevie Ray Vaughan has ever had live? Then yes. Yes it is. So you can definitely be forgiven for thinking that if a guitarist plays the exact same solo live as they performed on the record, note for note, then that must be a solo that they've written and it's a part that is designed to be played in that way. But we do need to reverse engineer it slightly and really think about how the guitarist got to that point where the take that they recorded is the one that made it onto the particular album. Now, somebody who has documented this entire process is John Mayer. He put something up on Instagram a few years ago when he was tracking the solo to one of his newer songs, I Guess I Just Feel Like. In the video, which we'll have a look at now, you can see that John starts improvising and then, because he's an active listener, he listens back and then starts to pick up a couple of ideas. So So you can see there that he hits a bum note. We've all done it, even John does it. But it marks a good place for him to stop and kind of take stock and listen to what he just did and see what resonated well with him that he can then incorporate into future takes. So let's have a listen to that.
There's good shit in there though. I liked it a lot.
So this is really cool. This bit is really important. It's really, really important to listen back to what you do. You can see that John went from one take to starting another take right away, but he notices that the way that he started the second take wasn't quite the same as how he did the first take, and there was something about that first take that he felt was really good.
It was fun the way I came in on those licks the last time.
So he asked the engineer to play it back, and he has a listen through. And you can just see his reaction in this particular video. He's really actively listening, and I think listening from the viewpoint of one of us, you know, one of his fans listening to a song. And when you pick up those little hooks, so those little bends that he's kind of reacting to there, those are some of the things that you hear in the actual solo itself. So if you haven't listened to the I Guess I Just Feel Like solo off his record, then make sure to go and check that out. It's pretty good. Now the same applies to the solo that I performed at the start of this video. A lot of it was improvised, but there was a certain section, which are those kind of series of 3 bends. Something that I kind of latched upon from an earlier take that then became a hook or a motif or a written idea that I wanted to incorporate into the actual solo. So key takeaways from this video. I think having an improvisational approach is really, really important. Being proficient in improvisation allows you to come up with those ideas that are going to resonate well with the audience or whoever listens to that particular guitar solo. And being able to actively listen and listen to your work subjectively is going to help you identify those parts that resonate really well. Kind of like what John did in that video. If you keep listening back to your takes, and this is why it's important to keep all of your takes that you record, being able to listen back, pinpoint those things, and then incorporate them into your future solos and future takes is going to make for a really well-rounded guitar solo. By adopting this approach, it's going to make your solos sound a lot more structured and a lot more methodical. Because you're going to be actively listening and identifying those melodies and those parts that work well, by then building solos around those, you're less likely to fall down the rabbit hole of just improvising aimlessly, hoping that something will stick. Because that's when solos can start to become kind of unwieldy and difficult to listen to because there's no real approach or, structure. It's all just you experimenting, and although sometimes we can all luck out and have that magical take, chances are it's going to take a lot longer to get to that point. So keep all of your takes, listen to all of your takes, and try and listen from the viewpoint of a fan or a member of the audience, and be really objective about your own playing. It's difficult sometimes, but if you are able to do that, you're definitely going to get better results and better sounding guitar solos. So just a quick one today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. As I mentioned, if you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you all next Tuesday for another video.